Anyway, on to the talk today. We've heard some really fascinating things from Linda in her talk. But one statistic that really jumped out at me was what she referred to as the new old. She talked about a 78-year-old in the UK today has the same mortality rate as a 65-year-old did in 1922. Figures like that are inspiring. Because let's face it, we are getting older. But when you really think about it, what we want isn't just to live longer lives. We want our lives to be better than they were before. To put it another way, we want to live younger for longer. This means we want to maintain our quality of life for much longer than previous generations. Now, how successful will we be in actually doing this? The answer depends on some factors that are certainly beyond our control. I can share with you some of my own experiences with this. I've lived in many different countries through my life, but as I've moved through those different places that I've lived, by coincidence, I've taken a significant step up the longevity curve or the aging curve. So I was born in India. Now, the last time I did this, I gave away my age. I'm not going to give my age away, but so I was born in India. But the year I was born, the life expectancy of a newborn was 48 years old. Today, it is 69. That's wow. I didn't live in India for very long. I moved to East Africa. I grew up in Kenya, a place I would highly recommend for all of you to visit if you get a chance. When I moved to Kenya, a newborn in that year would have expected to live till 54. Today, it's 65. You have to step up. Then, in 1985, I moved to the UK, where I studied and started my early part of my career. A newborn in the UK in 85 would have expected to live till 75. Today, it's 81. And then finally, I moved to Hong Kong in 2011, which is my current home. A newborn on average would have expected to live for 83 years in 2011. Today, it's 85. Of course, we don't have a say in where we are born. That is beyond our control. But it's clear we can all expect to live longer than previous generations, as we've heard from Linda. The question is, what can we do right now to prepare for this shift? In a recent study, investors polled cited aging population as the top global trend that we are worried about. That was followed by, we're not worried about, but I think that's going to change the economic landscape. That was followed by AI, machine learning, and finally climate change. In investment, when we look at the very long term, simplicity is of crucial importance. I'm going to refer to a quote by Einstein. Einstein said there were 5 ascending levels of intellect. Level 1 was smart, 2 was intelligent, 3 was brilliant, 4 was genius. The top of the tree was, the 5th level was simple. Perhaps that isn't a character trait that we would normally be associated with, but Einstein reasoned that the ability to take the complexity of the world and not get lost in it was a supremely effective method of approaching uncertainty. Of course, one simple solution to the challenges posed by the greater longevity is to invest more in saving for our retirement. But achieving the best outcome from those investments means navigating complex markets. As life expectancies increase, the demographic composition of societies will inevitably change. But this will bring quite radical changes to the way the economy behaves, and even to the way we think about investment strategies. Now, there's an argument that aging changes the equilibrium level of demand within an economy, and that can lead to slower economic growth, all other things being equal. Now, it may also make it harder to stimulate demand with the use of monetary policy. Tools such as lowering interest rates become less effective, partly because the consumption trends of the elderly are less responsive to interest rate changes. Now, some people have referred this process as Japanification, drawing parallels between low rates of growth, inflation, and interest rates in the Western economies and the stagnation that Japan has found itself since the 1990s. There's a double whammy here, because what we've seen is the lowering of asset yields across fixed income, real estate, and even to a certain extent, equities. Now, with risk-free rates near zero, or at zero, or even below zero, I think Luke will refer to this at some point in his talk, it is hard for retirement savers and pension funds to maintain or grow their assets when you take into account inflation as well. Today, over a quarter of the world's bond markets are trading below zero. Investors are being forced up the risk spectrum, investing in riskier assets as the search for yield becomes more intense. This is a difficult problem that we at Fidelity spent a lot of time thinking about, and I'm sure we're going to talk a lot more about today. There are, of course, many opportunities to be had as longevity increases, both at a personal and societal level. Picasso said, one starts to get young at 60, but then it's too late. Well, 60 is not too late in the 21st century. We heard from Linda, it's now 80. There will be more opportunities for different careers later in life. This is already happening in the US, where there are twice as many old age pensioners as teenagers in employment. The 20th century witnessed a sharp decline in the proportion of older people at work. But this line has been on an upward trajectory in the 21st century. It may be worth looking at Japan as an example. In the past 10 years, an extra 3 million jobs have been filled by old age, pension-aged people. While this sort of demographic shift takes some time, it happens slowly, like tectonic plates drifting over time, social change can be more sudden and immediate. As an example, a child born in East Asia right now will live for 2 minutes longer than the moment I started talking to you this morning. And while people are getting older, companies are getting younger, as the engine of innovation is running faster and faster. 100 years ago, the average life of an S&P 500 company was 67 years. Now it's closer to 15 years. As an investment company, we have got to observe and stay on top of these trends in order to avoid being left behind, and to make sure our clients' investment interests are served as they change. In a situation like this,
it doesn't matter how big the company you are. In fact, it was Charles Darwin who said, it's not the strongest of the species that survives. It's not the most intelligent. It is the one that's most adaptable to change. I hope today's sessions will give you some tools and ideas on how to be more adaptable in this new era of longer lives. Let's face it, we're all in it for the long run. Thank you, and enjoy the conference.